He's like,
I was like, I started it a little early.
we couldn't see or hear or anything the whole freaking intro, so it was just like, okay,
Yes.
we're gonna wing this. We're gonna see what the hell's going
A
on
little
here.
early. A little early. We jumped the gun.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to PCG Live. Don't mind me as I am not looking at the screen, but we are doing a special on Sunday. And guess who's in the house? Dr. Eggplant in the house. But soon we might not even be able to call you that.
This is true. This is true. I think, yeah, I'm going through name change currently. I'm not sure. I'm not sure yet, but more than likely it's going to happen. So when that happens, everybody will know.
I don't know. I think someone broke my seat.
Oh, boy.
Oh, nope. There it is.
I didn't break it because I haven't been
now
here.
I'm sitting so much.
I haven't been here. So.
Kyle broke it. Kyle did it.
You know, what's funny is we have a rule at my job. This might be at all jobs, too. Is like whoever isn't at work that day gets blamed for everything.
Well, isn't that the best thing to do?
Yes.
I mean, in Mansfield, what we used to do is whoever was the last one to leave, they would get blamed. So it was like hashtag whoever's fault it was.
Bingo.
So, but
All right, so it works everywhere then.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I love it.
So we're here, we're live, and we're in person. We weren't able to do a show this Thursday. We weren't able to do a show last Thursday. I'm like, well, we can't not have a show in a week, like 2 weeks.
Correct.
We did that before and was like withdrawal. So I'm like, well, Kyle hasn't been by the lounge in a while, and I think it was last Sunday you asked if I was going to be here, and I wasn't here. So
Yes.
I was like, well, I'm going to be there Sunday. Can you get out? He's like, yeah. I was like, let's fucking do it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's fucking do it. So.
Oh, yeah.
But it is cramped in here because I got TVs in here that I need to hang up that we got, and Uno's closed. So we got all their TVs. So yeah,
Wow.
and I didn't want them.
That's you know what? That's pretty clutch.
Yeah, free TVs. I'm all down.
Free TVs.
But man, we have a jam-packed fucking show today.
Good God, yeah.
Super jam-packed.
Topics for days.
Yes, sir. So I am going to pull up. People are asking me questions on what's going on with the show, so I want to let everyone know I started and stopped the show. So if you were in the show earlier, that's what happened. We started and stopped it because there was a few things that wasn't set up. This kid I'm going to kill because he's sitting out there flipping out. I'm going to kill Alex. But anywho, shoot, I got to get my Steam Deck in line. Here we go. And some cameras.
There it is.
Oh, but the rest of my shit isn't showing. That's the one thing about Steam Deck. It works sometimes.
And then sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah. We're going to get a show where it's going to get all three of us together, which I cannot wait.
Yes.
Because it's always a fantastic show when we're all together.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But it's us right now. I'm pretty sure Andre is probably joining us in chat.
Yes.
And if he is, he will be saying something shortly, I know. So, but, all right, let's go through a lot. So, first things first, WB Entertainment.
Yes. Very interesting. So, apparently, Microsoft is looking into purchasing WB Interactive.
See, I hate conversations like this due to the fact that, like, you never know what the fuck's going to happen in this situation. Like, there's so many people that say so many things, and they, at the end of the day, they don't mean anything. Like, the drop of the pre-orders for PlayStation 5 and the price. Like, places like, I don't know who started that, but apparently, like, there were people that were waiting out Best Buys and stuff like that. So I don't know who starts these type of rumors, but... not saying that this is a rumor or what the case is, but there's definitely showing interest.
Yes, they're looking into it, which, for the people that don't know, WB Interactive controlled a lot of different franchises, including a lot of the DC stuff, including NetherRealm Studios, which happens to make a certain game called Mortal Kombat.
Yep.
So this is a big, very interesting situation.
Yeah. So with Microsoft being a part of it, NetherRealm's obviously still their own entity, but the good thing about being a part of WB is that they could use a lot of their IPs.
Right.
But a better part of being, of course, Microsoft, like you could see now Master Chief joining Mortal Kombat. You know what I mean? Not saying they would pick Master Chief, but I mean we've seen weirder things like RoboCop.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Well, I mean, look at Killer Instinct. I know that's an Xbox exclusive, obviously.
Oh yeah, I could see that.
But you had ROM in it. You had Rash in it. You had the Arbiter.
Yep. But I could see them. I could see them adding a Killer Instinct character into Mortal Kombat.
So I mean, here's the thing. Like, what I'm wondering is, if, say, Microsoft did get the rights or purchase them, does this make Mortal Kombat exclusive?
No.
To Microsoft.
What's exclusive to Microsoft anymore?
Well,
they don't believe in exclusive.
Well, yes, I understand that.
The only thing that's like really exclusive is like Halo, and then now, so it's like that's the only reason why I'm gonna say no, because of the fact that look at what they've done. Like a lot of the indies that they bought.
Yes.
Remember, some of us are going to be like, "Oh, great! So now that will be exclusive," and they end up not being. Like they're still.
Yeah, they're still working with others. Yeah, so that will probably be the factor into it. They'll probably purchase it and be able to do certain things with certain franchises,
but you never know, because look at Street Fighter V with Capcom. Like, because like on the competitive side, PlayStation is just like, no, we want this to be exclusive, and Capcom's just okay.
Yeah, so
that
was at the time was humongous.
And Mortal Kombat is got huge leeway into the competitive scene, so I wouldn't have any question that they finally be like, hey, you know what, this is going to be our competitive game, which I think Halo will be their competitive game, but competitive fighting game.
Right. Well, which also kind of sucks at the same time, only because you have a franchise like Killer Instinct that I think, if you did it correctly, could be a really good competitive game.
It's just support. They just need to support that game.
And at first, that they were putting in good support for the game, but then it just fell off because it's not super popular. Let's put it that way. If you're comparing it to Street Fighter V, Mortal Kombat, Smash Bros., even like Soul Calibur, it's not even on it's on the same playing field as Soul Calibur.
Right.
So forget even bringing up Tekken, because it's Tekken than
Tekken,
Soul Calibur.
Yeah, Tekken got so big like randomly, which Tekken's always been a good game, but it took on the competitive scene a long time for Tekken 7 to catch up, and now it's really, really out there. And I think it's a lot to do with, a lot of people are upset with Street Fighter and the progress that they've made, the decisions that they've made. So I think a lot of that has to do with that. A lot of people are leaving, Street Fighter and going to like anime games, like, because even anime games has always had like some kind of push, but it's been more of a push than ever within the last year. Grand Blue is a fantastic game. It's a fantastic anime game. And then you have the traditional Blaze Blue, which is great. And then I started getting into, was it Blaze Blue I got into that I bought? I can't remember if it was Blaze Blue or I talked about it a few times.
It might have been what the heck? Oh my God, what's the other one?
I'm trying to think of the last one that I ended up buying. But like anime is so fun to watch. So, but I mean, to be honest though, because I'm I don't call myself anything like on the show. I'm the PlayStation guy, but in all actuality, like I'm the all-around guy. Like I love playing them all. But I would love to see Xbox pull that move of, Mortal Kombat, only way you can play is playing on Xbox. I would love to see that. That
would be another huge game changer, like Street Fighter. And the other thing too is, not to get off subject again, but Street Fighter's been out for 6 years now?
Give or take.
This
I think we're about to go on the 6th year, because it came around when PCG opened.
And it came around when the PS4 was announced.
Yep.
So we're going on like 6 years with Street Fighter V. So I can kind of understand if people are leaving like Street Fighter V, because a 6-year-old game, and now it's like, okay, maybe it's time for Capcom to.
I would love to see like a reboot of Third Strike. I would love to
That
see
would
that.
be very interesting. I think there's a lot of mechanics that make Third Strike obviously, very unique compared to every other Street Fighter game.
It's just so cool, but like, there's people I've talked to like, oh, I don't see another platform. Like, I don't see a platform game. I'm like, look at Dragon Ball. Like, Dragon Ball's
Right.
been a 3D game for its entire known of existence on console for fighting games, and then they come out with a 2D, and it was the best Dragon Ball game that came out.
Right.
So I would love to see Street Fighter. It doesn't have to be like their big game. Like, this is our go-to game. This is our Street Fighter 6. Like, I'm not saying that. Just remake Street Fighter Third Strike. Ah, fucking Super John always has to be that guy. I knew you'd say it. Come on, dude. Me and you had some good battles. But like, I'm in love with Third Strike. I do like Super Turbo more. I know that's where Super John's gonna go with that. Super Turbo's better.
Right.
I think Super Turbo is the best Street Fighter game. That is my favorite Street Fighter game. But I did enjoy Third Strike. I'm not as good on Third Strike because of parrying. Parrying is a big deal.
Yeah, that was my big problem is parrying. I just couldn't get the timing down and stuff. I got it down like once in a while, but like to get it to be on a competitive level and try to do it, like there's no way I could do that stuff. So I credit a lot of people who could do parrying and Third Strike in tournaments and stuff.
Real players can parry.
Absolutely.
Super John. Yeah, so, I mean, I find this very interesting. Actually, Super John is a huge Mortal Kombat fan. So, Super John, let me ask you this. Well, how would you feel if Microsoft bought Warner Brothers Interactive and took over the rights of NetherRealm and Mortal Kombat? Like, would you be excited about something like that? Would you be like, it doesn't matter, I don't care, because NetherRealm's going to do their own thing? How do you feel? Because Super John is a huge
Mortal Kombat fan.
Yep.
And stuff like that. So, I mean, the only thing I'm concerned as well is that now, if that were to happen, now you've got Microsoft execs looking at the game and kind of making decisions for them, which people like Ed Boon, that isn't going to fly with them.
Yeah. That's one thing I love about Ed Boon is he is good when it comes to taking over things when it comes to that.
Right. I mean, that's his
very
game.
Vocal too.
That's his game. He's had the vision of Mortal Kombat for obviously
his life
since its inception.
Yep.
So to have Microsoft execs possibly coming in there and deciding what's going to be good and what's not going to be good, it could be very hurtful for the franchise. And the only reason why I bring that up is because a couple weeks ago we were talking about me and Andre saw that documentary of Gears of War 2, which they showed some scenes from Gears of War 1 being made and the Microsoft execs being in there and trying to throw little decisions out there saying, they don't like certain things. They want to get rid of this. We don't get rid of this. We want to get rid of this, which one of the things they wanted to get rid of from the original one was apparently the chainsaw from Gears 1 with the Lancer, which if that happened, the Gears would not be as big as it is right now, in my opinion. That's an iconic weapon now.
Yeah.
So the fact that, Epic stood their ground, no, we're keeping the chainsaw.
Yeah, it's an iconic. Anytime you see that weapon, it's Gears of War. So, so Super John, that's something I said earlier about you definitely. I think it would definitely give Xbox a boost. And more than definitely, I don't care what company it is. Sony is probably one of my favorite companies. With Nintendo being a very, 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 very close second, if not, it does go by a little bit by Sony. But I wouldn't want any of those companies dominating anything.
Right.
You don't want a company because then you get too comfortable. Because PlayStation 3 is the perfect example. Like PlayStation 3 was the example of what happens when you think that you're just the best at everything.
Yeah.
And not that the PlayStation 3 wasn't the best system, but it was a lateral as far as what they produced for it.
Yeah.
Because the power for it, like, I think we weren't even near the end of power. Like, we weren't even at the end of maxing that thing out with what we ended off with games. So visually, I think it could definitely, powerfully wise, it was just everything inside. The interface of it was awful. The GUI interface was disgusting. Like, I hated it. So that bothers me. But I'm glad that, they stepped their game up, because 360 was such a big leap for Xbox that it made PlayStation have to put their big boy panties on and handle their business. So I do disagree with you, Super John, though. I think doing MKKI, rebooting Halo, I don't think they have to reboot Halo.
No, because Halo Infinite's coming out.
But even if they did or didn't, and then...
I mean, they did already, honestly. The Master Chief Collection had the Halo.
I think he means like reboot, like a remake.
Oh, like restart the whole, like remake it. See,
I just think that's unnecessary for a game. Like, there's no need to do that. They're not movies.
But here's the problem. I mean, I guess that would be the only way to kind of save Xbox right now. But literally, if you were to remake Halo, you're literally, okay, we're just going to start the whole story all over again. So we're literally going to have the same story that you had from the original storyline, just so you can preserve Halo.
But to be honest, everything that you said, Super John, and I think if you do an open world, you'd be crazy not to do it Fable, but whatever, Fable, not Fable, that's not going to be enough to make, say, Xbox wins. There's no way. I don't see that possible, because PlayStation right now has an arsenal. Like, Xbox maybe has a 6-shooter versus a submachine gun that PlayStation has. PlayStation has everything going for them. And when I mean a 6-shooter, like, they have Game Pass. Like, that's not even just games we're talking about. Like, we're talking about Xbox as a whole. PlayStation has a shitload of things. Because, like, PlayStation now may not be as good as Game Pass, but all they have to do is, like, a couple things and it's there.
Oh, of course.
That's it. Just a couple things, and it's going to make a game changer. Game Pass wasn't all that incredible right away.
No.
You know what I mean? Even though Game Pass came after PS now, but it doesn't matter. Like, PlayStation has it now. They can copy Xbox right now and be like, okay, we're going to do the same thing Game Pass did. And right that, it's going to be just as good as Game Pass. So,
I mean, I do agree with that.
If the system had any AAA at the high level, nothing on Xbox, I bet a new Halo would bring more new fans.
Well, let's put it this way. You got Halo Infinite that's going to be shown off Thursday. So that's your new Halo.
I think you're crazy, Super John. I don't think Xbox has a confidence problem. If anything, Xbox doesn't know how to shut up, and because they're saying so many things that are not true. And you're right. They have the money. They have the power. Not even just that. They have the connections. Right. Forget money and power. Money and power mean nothing. Like, nothing. Like, power actually, okay, let's take power out of that, because power is all in the eyes of the beholder on what power can mean. So let's just say money. Money really means nothing at the end of the day. It's all about connections. You can have all the right connections and make anything happen. You can have all the money and zero connections and make nothing happen. And that's the situation here with Microsoft. I feel that Microsoft just needs to stop making friends again. That's their big problem. They need to stop making the right moves and the right connections. And the problem is they're making the wrong moves, and they're saying things and doing something completely opposite. I've said it every show. I say it every week. This is going to be my mantra. Every week I say it. Game Pass is their coup de grace. That is their biggest weapon they have. That and xCloud are the two biggest things. And this console, you're going to see the best of them coming together. It's going to happen. And we're already, one of our stories that we're going to talk about when we get to it is going to really kind of show that. Microsoft, that's all they have. That's all they have.
The other thing, too, is I feel like Microsoft has so many franchises that they could just dive into, which I hope that if it's true, Perfect Dark and Fable are being, heavily rumored again, which that happened, a couple of years ago and nothing happened. They're being heavily rumored again. If those two were to happen, they need to get solely behind, not solely, but like really behind those to make those flawless games. Those are two franchises that people know, and two franchises that people will get an Xbox for. If those games come out and they're 9s across the board, 10s across the board, now we're getting somewhere with Microsoft. Because let's put it this way, Gears comes out, Gears 5 comes out, and that game got like 7s, maybe 8s across the board. No, you can't do that with basically your premier franchise. Yep. That game's got to be 9s across the board, 10s across the board. And I'll say it like this too. Lately, I'm not going to lie, Sony might be getting a little lackadaisical as well. Because, as much as people graded Last of Us 2, some people, as a 10, I didn't see it as a 10. So I'm actually going to agree with Super John. He said this numerous times. I gave you guys the score of an 8, but I felt like I was being too nice. My honest final score for it was a 7. I'm not going to get into the whole in-depth of it because we'll have to talk about
that.
Yeah,
like I said, I would definitely want, as soon as I'm finished, have a big round table circle because there's definitely a lot of things I think we can talk about within that game.
Right,
But that's why I think that's going to be a huge game in our generation because of there's so many different views of it that it's incredible. Like it's the only game that has had so many different reviews of it. Right. And I think that's big. But so Super John, I don't know. So the comment before that you said about the amount of IPs Xbox has is insane. What good does it do when you have IPs that you don't use?
And you're not
because guess what? PlayStation has that same amount of IPs in their closet that we haven't even seen them even touch in like 20 years. Like huge IPs, like Crash Bandicoot's finally coming back out. You know what I mean?
But not to interrupt. But the thing is, Crash Bandicoot's no longer Sony.
Right? Yeah, because
they're third party.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but I mean, like even that minus that, like, and the same thing goes to Xbox. Like Xbox bought all these indie studios, but at the end of the day, they're not Xbox studios. They're really indies. You know what I mean? They're like they owned by other companies. So it's like that product is great, but so I mean, it all depends. Game is a 7. Subjectively, for me personally, is a 2.
I can't give it that bad of a score. Like it did good things. It's just it got to a point where I was just like, eh.
Super John, I promise when we get into that spoiler cast, like I'm very happy to have you on the show.
Right.
Because again, we'll do a spoiler cast, and then we can all kind of really drop and really get in depth in it. Right. Which I'd love for you to get more in depth in it. So. Sony has been dipping in slowly and showing, though, that is new IPs that they are investing and taking chances. See, but okay, this is something that I want to make very, very, very clear about PlayStation. Yeah. PlayStation has had it invested in indies way before anyone else did. Anyone else did. The only one I can say kind of is Nintendo, but the difference with Nintendo is Nintendo development packets were so hard to get, and you had to know somebody to even be involved with that. Yeah. So Nintendo I always took out of the picture because they were good, but it had to be a Japanese studio, and that was so unfair to everybody else, which sucked. But with Sony was the first one to put all their indies in the spotlight. And then all of a sudden, you slowly started to see everyone else. And all of a sudden, they started putting it on stage. Once it got on stage with E3, then that's when everyone's like, oh, my God, these studios are starting to back. PlayStation's been backing them since day one. Right. Like, Sony has been fantastic. Because most of my indie game playing is because of Sony. You know what I mean? And it's since they got – it just sucks because this online store sucks so bad. And that really hurts everything. You know, Xbox had the best Xbox Live. So when you see it on Xbox Live, it was a bigger deal. So when Sony got to fix all that shit, and their online store is so much better than fucking Microsoft's. Oh, I cannot stand Microsoft's online store. Yeah. I can't. It's just – I can't do it. I just can't do it. But just to get off this topic so we can wrap up WB because there's so much more topics to talk about. Yeah. So at the end of the day, Sony has a shitload of IPs, and Xbox has a shitload of IPs. It's just both studios got to get back into. I mean, Sony has been very well with creating new IPs. Slowly but surely. Microsoft has lacked that, and that's been a lot of their problem. But now what Xbox is doing really, really well, and I think they're putting their focus on, I'm telling you, they're putting all their focus on the XCloud, and Game Pass, and they're
Right.
getting so many people to want to jump on that, and that's huge. That's such a big thing, and I think that's what they're really working on.
But you really need the content to
Right,
back it up,
right.
like we've said numerous times. And last thing I'm going to say is, I'll kind of bring up Sony, is I get that they're trying new franchises, but honestly, the last couple times they did a new franchise, it hasn't been working too well. Like Death Stranding, huge mixed reviews. Days Gone, huge mixed reviews. I know some people that did like it, but it didn't get like the best scores. So, I mean, and now Last of Us 2, there might be some 10s, but realistically, the user reviews are kind of like in the middle of like a 7 or a 6. So, I mean, no offense to Sony, but they're kind of getting too comfortable with being ahead. And, Microsoft just decides to,
Yes, Super John. Yes.
well,
Yes, Super John. Yes.
let's put it this way. With the Switch, at this point, the PSP better be something that you can just and then play on the TV.
Nah, for me, dude, like really, just stop making like, don't make it use only their own memory cards. Like that's the stupid. That ruined PS. That ruined the Vita. Ruined the Vita. If it wasn't for Sony stupid memory cards, the Vita would have blew up.
Right.
Single-handedly ruined the Vita. Single-handedly. See, I only bought it because of how big of a fan that I was of the actual that console. And that was the only reason why I bought it. So, moving on. Xbox One X.
Speaking of my Xbox.
And Xbox Xbox S.
Sad. The Xbox One X and the Xbox SAD are officially discontinued.
Yeah. So, I mean, come on.
Obviously, I understand why Microsoft is doing it.
But to be honest, though, who would have thought of discontinue at this age? This is way too early. But that just shows you they must have a lot of consoles out there.
Oh, well, absolutely. Let's put it this way. They don't want anybody just going out and buying an Xbox One X right now with the Series X coming out and Phil Spencer actually confirmed this piece of news that the first couple years that there's not going to be anything Series X exclusive, which we've known that, but it wasn't confirmed yet, and now Phil came out and confirmed that. So now the company is kind of forcing people to say, oh, well, if you didn't buy an Xbox One X, you got to get the Series X in order to get, the 4K capability and all this stuff, which obviously that's a good way to try to sell more systems, but at the same time, are people actually going to buy the new systems?
Yeah, and I'm telling you, because the Game Pass, they're going to push something so big with the Game Pass that they don't want people just buying the old consoles to use the Game Pass. And that's what it's going to come down to.
Actually, speaking of that as well, I read a report the other day that Microsoft is getting rid of the 12-month gold plan.
Yes. Yep.
So
they just announced that yesterday, I think, or Friday.
Yep. So now they're getting rid of all this old stuff and bringing in the new stuff because now we're emphasizing Game Pass Ultimate by getting rid of the 12 months.
It's worth it. I mean, it's not even a question to me. Like, for you to get the Ultimate Game Pass, it's worth it. And they're going to end up putting in where it's going to be all in one, where you just get Game Pass Gold. Like, and that, again.
Well, that's what Game Pass Ultimate is.
Yeah, again, Game Pass. Yeah. Like, for me, that's where Xbox really does so well is their subscription-based shit. And it's because it's Microsoft. Now you're dealing with Microsoft. You know what I mean? Now you're dealing with Microsoft. This is Microsoft's kingdom. This is what they do. Yep. And I think that's really where they shine, and that's where they kind of want to show where they shine. But, I mean, come on, guys. Like, you guys made some classic games, Their Xbox have a deal, like, on Sony that is PS Now. Like, does Xbox have a deal, like, on Sony that is PS Now? Like, I'm not too sure what you mean. Cause
PS Now is the Game Pass.
Right. But I'm wondering.
So with Game Pass, I don't know if you know this, Super John, but with Game Pass Ultimate, you get Game Pass on console, Game Pass on PC, Xbox Live Gold, and now they're going to be incorporating xCloud with Game Pass Ultimate. So for $15 a month, you'll get everything. You can access everything from the console for the PC. You'll be able to play online, obviously, and I got Ultimate on my PC. See, that's the thing. If you get Game Pass, if you get regular Game Pass PC, you can only use Game Pass PC.
Yeah.
If you get Game Pass Ultimate, you get all of that stuff.
Yeah. If you got Ultimate, then you have it on PC and console. Xbox is still trash. Come on, Super John. You're playing it on your PC. It's still Xbox, bro.
That's not Super John. That's Albert.
Oh, it's Albert. No, Super John. Oh, no.
Xbox
Albert said
still
trash.
trash.
Yeah.
Of course, he would say Xbox is still trash.
On Xbox, like.
But we've talked about that.
What I mean is there anything on Xbox? Like, Game Pass.
Yeah, Game Pass. That's what PS Now is.
Yeah, Game Pass. But Game Pass is way better than PS Now. Like Game Pass, it's so many games in recent games. So for example,
Like basically a Netflix, but with game. Yes.
Yeah.
That's literally what Game Pass is.
My boy Albert, we miss you. Well, I miss you.
Hello,
Kyle
BZ.
doesn't miss you because he probably talks to you like every
We
second.
talked the other day.
Yeah. So, but I miss you, Albert. I miss you.
My man.
Yeah. So Xbox Game Pass is fantastic, Super John. Look it up. Just look at their library of games. And they have first party games come like free with Game Pass on day of release.
Yep.
So like when Gears of War dropped, boom, you got it.
I'm sure when Halo Infinite drops.
Yeah, no, they've said it a bunch of times. They said it a bunch of times. When Halo Infinite drops, it's free on Game Pass. That's something that they have pushed. Every time they say something, it has something to say with that.
Right.
So I would suggest it. Is this a surprise? Yes and no. No, because we knew it was going to happen.
No.
Yes, because it happened so soon. But it shows you what direction I got Ultimate just for the new Gears.
Oh, see, why do you have to say he hated Gear? I don't blame him honestly because just
It's not Gears anymore.
No, all right. Let me just put it this way. I like the story. Okay, I think Gears' story is underrated. I've always thought that for years and years and years. I think Gears' story is good. Gears 5 in general as a game was meh. There was a lot of times where there were scenes in the story that there were some glitches that took place, and then it just looked horrendous afterwards. So
Gears story is excellent.
yeah, that's what just pisses me off. Is like the story is wonderful. It's just the execution of the game itself is just subpar at best.
So Albert, do I think games will be $69.99? That answer is going to be super complicated, and it's going to piss off a lot of people that I have with my answer. But I'm going to say it all depends. I think there's a chance that it will be, but am I saying definitely no? NBA 2K is not a good example saying that all games are going to be that way. And the reason why I say that is because the way that their pricing is announced, that is, if you buy that version of it now, you can also play it on Xbox, the new consoles. Yeah. So that's cheating. That's cheating. That's not saying that the games are going to be this price. They're saying we'll give you an all-in-one thing.
Right.
Guys, we don't want them to start doing that. We don't want them to start doing it. If they do that, then that's fine, and we'll have to deal with that. Yeah. But we don't want these games to stop being sold like that. We want them to figure out a price, say that, and just make it that price. Don't say, well, if you buy this version, don't do that. Because then they're cheating us as customers.
Well, let's put it this way. I mean, realistically, you buy a $60 game, but then you're buying DLC after that.
Right.
So now it's realistically like a $100 game. Like we've talked about numerous times with Super John about price increases in gaming and stuff. And I did agree with him. If they raise the price, then the game better be fully complete.
Right.
At that point. I mean, realistically, the game should be fully complete regardless.
But if you ask me, the sports games are the worst way to start this shit off because to me, I already think the sports games need to change the way they are because there are so many games like fucking Grand Theft Auto is the perfect goddamn example that you could come up with a game, but let's just say any game like Street Fighter. Street Fighter, you buy DLC season passes, right? Why can't we do that with sports games? They patch games because they patch goddamn fucking Fortnite twice a goddamn week, and you don't tell me they don't because I have to update the goddamn thing here on all our systems. That you could send out patches through NBA Live to change almost anything.
Yes.
Anything. Yes. So why can't we do that with our sports games? Our sports games need to stop doing these full new games
I've been
anymore.
saying
Stop it. Make them subscription based.
I've been saying that for years now. Like literally, like the Madden 21, 22, 23, 24. Like
It's
done.
done. We're in the
It's
year
been done for
2020.
years.
We're in 2020. We're in new technology. The first company that does it, everyone's gonna follow suit. EA, please, if you take any advice from anyone, be the first one to do it. Don't let 2K beat you. Don't let 2K beat you.
Good God, yeah, because you get beaten a lot of things anyway.
Yeah,
but.
like please, like take charge of that. That's a perfect goal of mine. I think that's a good opportunity for you guys. Like, please take it.
They get way too much money to change anything. And I agree with that, Super John, because the problem is we still have people that are going out, sorry, Albert, every year to buy NBA 2K20, 2K21, and then so on and so forth. And then I know a bunch of people who buy Madden 20, 21, 22. They keep buying it every year. That's literally
Super John, they will make more money if they make it a subscription base. I promise you. They'll make more money
depending
making
on the price.
Depending
On
because
the pricing,
they'll get more customers. They'll get
True.
more customers.
True.
And then you're going to get people that, like me, that have Final Fantasy subscription and don't fucking play it, but yet too lazy to goddamn cancel it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So it's like free money. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you. Me, this whole thing needs to stop. But again, if people keep, pouring money into every single year,
no, it's gonna. I'm telling you, it's gonna get worse. You're gonna get bad. It's gonna get bad. They're gonna hit a wall, and it's not they're just gonna like trip. They're gonna hit a wall. They're gonna hit a wall where people are just going to stop buying their product. People were not happy with NBA 2K. They were not happy with what happened with 2K. Dude, they gave away 2K for free for PS Plus.
This is true.
While it's still hot.
Right.
I mean, we have a couple months before the new one, but...
But again, it's not just like a couple people. It's a lot of people are still going out and buying like Madden every year because, I need my football game. Well, if you have it on a subscription base, then it would be a lot easier, but people are still buying it.
I'm calling it, though. And you're going to see it within soon. Very soon. Very, very, very soon.
You'll see it when people decide to finally stop doing it.
Yep.
And stop buying it.
Yep.
And then EA will have no choice but to do that. Yep. I agree, man. Until last year, I've been saying this with many, that they will hit a wall for years, but these casual sport players keep buying it and breaking records. So I think we're
see,
well, that's my point. But you got to stop buying it.
But the sales this year for sports game were really low.
That's
low.
progress.
Yeah. Like, we're really low. So, like, that's what I'm saying. These games are going to get too expensive. The consoles are too expensive. So, here's a good one. If Nintendo makes a next-gen console, how would you rate the Switch as a whole? This is the next gen. This is the next gen.
All right. Well, no, he's talking about, like, say, because now we're getting to PS5. Switch has been out for 3 years, probably.
That's young.
I know that.
They just learned how to walk.
Yeah, let's put it this way. I would see the Switch out for another minimum of 5 years. Minimum.
Yeah,
of 5 years.
I would agree.
But, so hypothetically, we'll play the hypothetical game. Mm-hmm. Say they decide, go next gen, and now they're going into a new system. What's the legacy of the Switch? As of 3 years into the Switch, it's a phenomenal legacy.
Yeah. I mean, people forgot about what the Wii, The Switch erased the existence
of the Wii
not just the Wii U, almost the Wii.
I won't say the Wii.
I'm going to say the Wii because there's most people that forgot about the Wii. Now, as gamers, of course we're not going to say Wii. We almost don't even want to say Wii U because Wii U had such an impact on certain games. You know what I mean? But the Switch had such a strong impact. You ask a lot of young people, they'll think it went from Nintendo 64 to the Nintendo
to the Switch?
Well, GameCube. I'm sorry, GameCube to the Switch.
Well, I mean, I'll say this, though. And the only reason why I can't forget the Switch, the Wii, is because, this is going to be funny, literally, like, my father doesn't play a lick of video games. He hasn't played a lick of video games since, like, N64 with me, but that's only because I'm a big gamer. He has been consistently coming up to me and saying, what happened to that bowling game? Can we play that bowling game again? He loved Wii Bowling.
Yeah.
He loved Wii Bowling. And people still recall Wii Sports on the Wii. and stuff. So it's like you can't really write it off yet because the Wii was a phenomenal system all around basis.
They had a million games. There's like literally a million games. Like if you look at the library, look at the number, Google number, I guarantee you it's like a million fucking games for the Wii.
There's a ton of, there is a ton of games for the Wii.
Stupid games, good games, bad games, like.
Right. Am I going to say the Wii had the best lineup of games? No. It didn't. I mean, but there were a lot of games that were legendary, like Wii Sports.
Dude,
is a legendary.
What was the surgeon game?
Oh,
I can't remember. It's gonna kill me.
Oh my god!
It's on the tip of my tongue because I keep thinking of the YouTube skit for it.
Oh my god! I know what you're talking about. Trauma Center.
Trauma Center. Yes. Yep. Trauma Center was fantastic.
That's a game that really utilized the Wii remote because you had to be very precise with picking things up and utilizing the Wii remote and motion control. And that was, pretty much the introduction of motion control.
Yep.
The PS3 tried to do it, and the PS3 just failed on motion control. The Wii did until, their copycat Wii remote.
Right.
But, Nintendo brought in motion control to the console game at that point. So that's the one thing why I stick with Nintendo is because they are the company that tries to innovate rather than try to make a powerful console. If they decided to make I've been saying this for years. If they decided to make a freaking powerful console just like the Xbox and PlayStation, they would easily destroy Xbox.
The PlayStation 1 was supposed to be a Nintendo.
This is true. This is all right.
There's actually images of it.
Oh no, yeah. There was supposed to be the Nintendo PlayStation.
Yeah.
Now, did Nintendo make the correct decisions over the years?
I think so. I think it's fine though. Like I think, just imagine where we would be now. You know what I mean? It would only be Xbox and Nintendo.
We wouldn't have a PlayStation right now.
It would only be Nintendo.
It would only be Nintendo and Xbox, and Nintendo would be destroyed and stuff. So my thing is, let's say, did Nintendo make the correct decisions? No, because now you have Sony and they're a powerhouse and stuff. But I mean, it's good for the gaming community because now you have a lot of variety. But Nintendo keeps innovating over being powerful, and if they ever decide to make a powerful system, again, like I just said, they would destroy Xbox completely. Xbox would get annihilated, and Sony would have a hard time dealing with that.
Yep.
In my opinion.
Yep.
Sony's got phenomenal franchises, but the only problem is a lot of Sony's franchises are kind of like falling off. For example, Uncharted.
But Uncharted's done though.
Now it's done.
Yeah, it's done.
After let's put it this way.
I think Uncharted ended a lot better than it started. Uncharted was so bad for the first one.
Oh god, yeah. It grew into a phenomenal franchise, but now, as far as the story goes, the story's done.
Yeah. It's
just done.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like you lost a big franchise, but you gained one with like Horizon, which I get that. They're continuing with God of War, which is phenomenal. I think that's their top franchise.
Oh yeah.
No question.
Yeah. I don't even think that's a debate. I mean, you could say, nah.
The only other one would be like Last of Us, but honestly, is The Last of Us? Well, I can't really say anything because The Last of Us might be done. It might not be. I don't know.
Right.
You'll have to finish the game so we can discuss that.
I couldn't agree with Super John anymore with what he says. I think they are doing perfect. They are not competing with Sony or Xbox, doing their own thing to a point where people need a Nintendo console with Sony or Xbox. I couldn't agree more. Like he hit that nail on the head. Like anyone has any other system, it doesn't even matter. They don't think, well, I have a PlayStation. Oh, well, I have a Xbox. They just say, okay, no, I need a Nintendo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's awesome. That's fantastic.
Yeah, we've been saying it for a long time now that, it's Xbox versus Sony, and here's Nintendo just like, okay. And we're just going to go sell our system and do our own thing, and they're just crushing it. So that's what I always find fun. That's why they don't get into the power game, because they're just like, okay, we're doing our own thing, and people are going to buy it.
Yep.
Depending on if they do a good job, which they are. So
Next topic. Dr. Disrespect.
So I mean,
we have a mini
update.
I want to say we have more. We have more of nothing.
More of nothing.
That's what pretty much happened. He announced more of nothing.
Yes. Super John is still very invested in the story, which I totally understand, but we got, like, nothing. Why are we even showing it?
I don't even know.
Yeah.
This conversation
All right.
going to last 3 seconds.
All right, ready? So, basically, the only reason why we're showing him is because he came out and said that he is not coming back to Twitch.
It's like,
Okay.
okay.
That's it.
Okay. Okay.
The end.
Yeah.
The world of streamers are invested heavy. Of course. Well, I will say this. Now he is pretty much officially on YouTube. So he is officially doing YouTube gaming at this point. He had some weird trailer on Twitter, which I didn't understand what the heck was going on with that. It was way too cryptic. So,
Is he on YouTube gaming now?
yes.
Oh.
He is on YouTube.
Is he
gaming.
streaming already?
I believe he is, yes. But yeah, let's put it this way. You leave Twitch, so now you have two choices. You have Facebook gaming, and you have YouTube gaming. If you're in Dr. Disrespect position, which one are you going to?
There's a few other. There's caffeine. People stream on caffeine. Caffeine is dumb, but I get it.
I
But
guess.
that is an
And
option.
then there was D Live that lasted about 2 seconds, and
Yeah.
that's gone now.
Yeah.
He's going to YouTube. He's not going to go to Facebook gaming. Facebook gaming is, I mean, you could try to go over to Facebook gaming and try to build that, but the problem is, who just merged with Facebook gaming? Mixer. What has he been ragging on for the last few months, over a year? Mixer.
Right.
He's not going to Facebook gaming.
Right.
So he only has one choice, and that's YouTube gaming. So, and he better not screw that one up, because if he screws that one up, the only other choice he has is to build his own, which I thought that would happen, but so far it's not. He did confirm he is leveling up the character and will come back big. Oh, he's not streaming. Last we know is the interview and the cryptic video. You did confirm he's leveling up the character and will bring. So, I mean, he's going to go to YouTube gaming. A lot of people have been saying that he's going to YouTube gaming. That's been, I don't know if it's been like confirmed or not, but that's pretty much what everybody's saying right now, that he's going to YouTube gaming. So, that's that story.
Yeah, that's all done.
There's still no reason why they got booted.
It's
More than
legal.
likely.
That's all he
It's
said
gotta
too,
be.
and it's legal.
Yeah. I don't know. He can go to Spotify as well, just rumors. But so
Spotify has still. They came out with an announcement saying that they aren't doing
that they aren't doing it. Right. That's what I heard. Is like they are not coming out and doing that. Anywhere he goes, he can bring many fans. Well, okay. Hold on. Now we could have said the same thing for a certain other streamer that went from Twitch to Mixer, Ninja, but that didn't happen.
I mean,
It didn't happen.
their numbers increased, but it wasn't enough.
Oh, yeah, they increased for him. Not enough, though, yeah, because a lot of people just stayed on Twitch. And then, obviously, we saw the stats. Ninja is not the...
So Super John, just so you know, Ninja was on Time Magazine. Oh, People Magazine.
Right. Listen, no, no pun intended either, but no disrespect to Dr. Disrespect, but, I mean, he's a polarizing character, but let's be realistic here. Pop culture-wise, more people know about Ninja.
And that's what I was just going to say. Pop-wise, Ninja is bigger.
Correct.
Hardcore gamer-wise, I'd give it to Doc.
Ninja is a Fortnite player, popular with the popular game at the time. I say it's overrated.
No, Ninja is not a Fortnite player. You were wrong.
Not.
He is a
Right.
Halo player.
He was supposed to do a whole thing for Halo and stuff, but content-wise and consistent fans goes to Doc. Again, like we just said, hardcore gaming and streaming community, yes. Dr. Disrespect.
You feel that Halo.
Pop culture-wise, Ninja.
We'll have to get some numbers. I can't argue this because I don't know, so we'll see.
Yeah.
I'll get some figures, Super John, and we'll see. So, next topic. Kings.
Oh, God.
Is this real?
Andre shared this with us. Kingdoms of Amalur Re-Reckoning was revealed.
Is this real?
Apparently this is real. And honestly, I don't have a lot to say on this.
What's the story with this?
To be perfectly honest. So apparently it's new. It's a new game that's going to be coming out. I mean, okay, I'm going to be realistic about this. I only shared this because, it was an interesting story, but at the same time, I get mad when I see this because literally this is the game that ruined my state.
It really, well, for gaming, yes.
it ruined the state of Rhode Island.
Yeah, because you guys are going to pay taxes because
We
of
are
this
still
thing.
paying for that stupid studio because of Kurt Schilling being a dipshit.
Oh,
Still
man.
paying for it.
Oh, man.
It's just this is another one of those infuriating situations
It is.
for me.
It is.
And I just obviously do not support Kingdoms of Amalur because of this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to find the Kingdoms of Amalur Re-Reckoning releases this September. The previously leaked remaster. Okay, so it's a remaster. So they're remastering Kingdoms of Amalur. I didn't buy the original. I ain't buying the remaster. I don't give a shit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. Like, this game's just, again, ruined my stay. We're paying for it still. I don't know if you played it. I know Andre played it.
A little bit. I know it was a really good game.
Yep.
So.
It was a really good game that ruined a whole state.
Yep.
So it clearly wasn't that good of a game.
Facts.
So anyway, anything else for that? Can we move
No.
on?
Yeah, we can move on.
Okay, good. Oh boy.
And let me know, guys, if you can hear the sound of that. I muted it. So as far as I'm concerned, I muted it. If you can hear the sound, please let us know because I don't want that blasting over us.
Yes. So Nintendo, the other day, did a Treehouse Live. Now I was all hyped on it. I expressed my hype.
I
to
tried
you.
so hard.
I went, oh my God, this is wonderful. I'm excited because Treehouse Live might be better than a Direct because we're going to get hands-on with Paper Mario and then maybe get some announcements after that. So we did get the Paper Mario part, which was good. I enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed that part. It was good gameplay. Agreed?
I agree.
Okay.
I agree.
But then I don't know what happened. You can say it.
So, I mean,
'Cause I just
why would you show Bakugan for anything?
okay. Let's just put it this way: they showed a Bakugan game as the second game. For the 5 people that still play Bakugan, I'm sure they are very, very excited to see Bakugan. It was rumored that WayForward was making a see. And this is why I got really hyped. WayForward said they were coming out with a game that they hadn't worked on, or I should say, a franchise that they've never worked with, and it was a new game. I'm thinking Nintendo, so I'm thinking a first party. So I'm like, maybe it's something. And I even said this to you, and this was a Super Bowl prediction. Didn't think it was going to happen at all. But I brought up Kid Icarus. I thought maybe a remake or a remaster of Kid Icarus for current graphics would have been pretty cool. Remake the NES version. There was a rumored 2D Metroid that could possibly have happened. Because WayForward's good with 2D stuff. They were the ones behind the DuckTales Remastered game. I'm sitting here thinking all these first-party things like, oh, it could be this, because it's a Nintendo conference. No. No.
So I think the Paper Mario stuff was fantastic. I love what they showed. Everything they showed was awesome.
Yep.
Great game. Visually, play mechanic-wise, it's the new RPG, Mario RPG, right?
Oh, yes. Yeah, it's
So-
been that for years now.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
It just, the crap after it, the Bakugan thing, why?
Yeah, at this point, I don't even want to talk about the Bakugan stuff. We could just talk about the Paper Mario stuff.
It's just, it's so frustrating, though. Like, think about it.
Oh,
It's
absolutely. Because they put these expectations. All right, now you could say it was me putting these expectations in my head.
no, but who would have thought that?
No, nobody would have thought that. Nobody was thinking Bakugan.
Yeah, like
Going into that.
no one thought that. And the game looked so bad.
Oh, my God, yeah.
So bad.
It didn't look that great.
It looked, oh my God.
It was.
I would have to
I
say,
ain't got no words.
I would have to say this is the first ball drop that Nintendo actually had since it came out with the Switch.
So, and you know something? I don't know if I fully blame Nintendo. I mean, you have to blame Nintendo because it was on their show, but then at the same time, it's WayForward paid Nintendo to get a spot to show off Bakugan.
So, all right, this is my problem. You ready for my problem?
Yeah.
Nintendo's been doing directs for how long?
Years.
So they were is it safe to say they are the originators of doing a direct?
Yes.
So within a situation like this, you're like, Nintendo's got this in a bag. Like they're used to these streams. That is why I'm disappointed with this stream. Because PlayStation, and even though as bad as Xbox's was, Xbox's presentation was still better than what they put together for this.
Well, of course, because there was only 2 things that they showed.
But they literally put like 3 windows, like no design, right? Yeah. And the talking with them were cringy because their timing was so off. You know what I mean? Because of lag and latency. Like this was just so poorly put together, and that's my problem. And the reason why I hold Nintendo to such a high standard single-handedly is because they are the originators of directs. The reason why we believed that directs could happen is based off of what Nintendo had. Nintendo literally set the standard, and I believe their presentation went below that standard. And I don't even know how that was possible.
Honestly, they had a vision for this one.
I don't know what that vision was.
That vision was Paper Mario, and I guess we'll help out Way Forward, and yeah.
It was bad. It was bad.
All right, well, okay, wait a minute. The first half was good. Mm-hmm. The second half was horrendous.
I would say it was okay. The first half was okay. And the only reason it was okay was because they showed a really good game. So now this is what frustrates me too, is we're going to show a game that a week later is going to be released. That's even more frustrating.
I can agree with that.
That's even more frustrating. And
yeah,
that's little shit like that.
Because they hadn't showed a lot on Paper Mario, a lot of the gameplay mechanics. Like when they were showing like this right here, where you're in a circle and this is the battle scenario, I like this because now they're getting very creative with their RPG type of battling.
Yep.
And utilizing different. Plus, I didn't even realize that there was a timer.
Yep.
Up there. So.
Yep. Like, I get it. Like, the thing is, I think they just spent too much time on this, and that scared me. Yeah. As I was watching, I was like, there's a lot of time on a game that's coming out next week. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, they show Bakugan. I'm like, that explains everything. And they had nothing to show. Nintendo had nothing to show.
I'm about to say, I think that this was – look, the Paper Mario part was fine. It was just the next part was just so bad, it ruined the whole rest of the – thing, like to the point where we just stopped.
If they showed only this, I think I would have been okay with it. But because they showed this and wasted my time with Bakugan, that pissed me off even more because I'm just like, first of all, you wasted our time on a game that's coming out next week, right? And now you're going to give us this crap. Like, this is insane. Like, if you were just like, hey, we're doing a Paper Mario Direct, like, cool, let's do it. Yeah. Nintendo's not afraid to do that. And I don't understand why they didn't just do it.
I don't know. Bakugan, though.
I'm not even going to let us get to the Bakugan part.
No, we're done with Bakugan.
Yeah. So,
speaking of, I should say, because we kind of skipped the subject. Speaking of...
which one was it? Which one was supposed to be next?
The Direct.
Oh, that was supposed to stay.
Oh, they were supposed to stay. Yeah, all right, so we'll keep this up. Speaking of Directs. We still don't have the police, the siren.
Nope.
So we're working on it, though. The rumor police has come by. There have now been heavy, heavy rumors once again of a July Direct. And now there's been evidence pointed out that there could be a July Direct. And it's rumored to be July 20th, which, what's today?
19th.
And tomorrow would be the 20th. And we've heard how much from Nintendo?
Nothing.
Not a damn thing.
Yeah, so I don't see that happening.
So let's put it this way. They did flash drop a Direct Mini a few months ago.
They did.
They did flash drop that. All right, let's put it this way. Do we think they're going to flash drop a whole Nintendo Direct tomorrow?
I'm going to say no because it's out of the ordinary. Like, I'm not saying that it doesn't happen. It's just that's not their forte.
My answer is no. Mm-hmm. The reason why is this. I've been saying this for years now. I've said this how many times on the show, man? Probably too much where it would probably drive you insane. Mm-hmm. Everybody that throws out the rumors for Nintendo stuff might as well just shut up at this point. Because every time they do this, what does Nintendo do? They say, "Oh, really? Nope." And then like 2 days later, they pop up with something right there.
Do they give directs? Do they give not directs, but I don't think they do Smash
I am
reveals during
bet.
Evo. I don't remember that pattern.
I'm going to bet a bunch of new reveals is coming the next 2 weeks for fighting stuff due to Evo Week, which would be now technically if it wasn't canceled. New Smash character incoming, calling it. Haven't got these wrong. Yeah. Well, we don't know obviously because with COVID and Evo being canceled and stuff like that. I mean, we'll have to see with that, but I understand what he's saying. That they do usually have a whole bunch of fighting games.
Yeah,
Obviously, with Evo.
Yep.
Yeah,
I bet you we will see more fighting game stuff.
Of course. But back to the direct thing, it's not happening tomorrow. Everybody's rumoring it's going to be tomorrow, and I don't even remember the last time they did a Nintendo Direct on a Monday. I don't think they ever did a Nintendo Direct on a Monday. The hot days that you ever see a Direct are Wednesday and Thursday. I've never in my life seen a Monday Nintendo Direct. So the fact that people are rumoring it to be tomorrow, it's not happening. So I'm going into tomorrow with the thought process of there's no Direct. Mm-hmm. And I'm sorry for everybody that's been reporting on this and for the people that are listening to this saying that, they believe that there's going to be a Direct tomorrow. I got news for you. Nintendo always looks at that stuff and they always just shove it up everybody's ass in the end.
Yep.
Every time. This happened the last time with the Direct Mini. It happened. They kind of did it with Treehouse Live. They kind of threw Treehouse Live out of nowhere, and they was like, "Oh, hey," regardless of how bad it was. But
yeah,
that's what they do. Nintendo is paying attention to these. So whenever something they think is planned, Nintendo always comes out and goes, "No," and they don't say a word. And then all of a sudden, 2 days later, hey, there's a Direct. Mm-hmm. So
that's very true. That's very true.
So all I have to say is this. The people throwing out the rumors, just please stop. Because if you just stop throwing out the rumors, maybe you'd get it on the day it's supposed to happen.
Right.
But
because Nintendo will be like, nope, screw you. It's not coming, which is dumb.
Yep, so now it's not going to come this Monday. Maybe next Monday, but not this Monday. So I don't know. Point is, there's no Direct tomorrow. That's my prediction. No Direct tomorrow.
I bet you we'll get a Direct this week.
Maybe we may get a Direct this week.
Not tomorrow, this week.
This week, though, yeah.
Yep.
I will say that.
Moving on?
Moving on.
Ubisoft, which we're not going to wait for this countdown. I'm just going to keep it there because we're not going to wait an hour and a half. And I can't fast forward it through the app. So we're going to have to deal with that one.
Well, unfortunately.
Yeah, we're going to have to deal with that one the way it is. But there's not too much we should really have to say about this because we watched it and we did a live react. So all in all, I thought it was okay. I know Kyle wasn't a huge fan about it with it, but I think it was okay. I think it was typical Ubi. We didn't see Dance Dance a number, so I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like E3 without it, but it's okay.
Yeah.
But all in all, I didn't think it was an awful Direct, so I'm okay with it.
It was all right. So if they hadn't said that there was going to be another Ubisoft Forward, I would have looked at this conference and been like, well, thanks, Ubisoft.
Yeah.
I would have been very disappointed. But they did come out and say there was going to be another one, so I'm like, okay.
Yeah, so there'll be more.
Fine.
So we'll get a dance number for the next one.
Right. Plus, for the love of God, can we please see something on Skull and Bones? For the love of God.
We're not getting it.
But, okay, now you're having a second conference. Can we see something? This game has been talked about for the last 3 years.
If it doesn't, they don't say anything, it's not coming out.
You think it's just canceled in general?
Yep.
Which would kind of suck because a lot of people have been looking forward to seeing more Skull and Bones.
Yep.
And they want to see something that's piratey that isn't Sea of Thieves.
Sea of Thieves so bad.
But Fan had one bad experience on Sea of Thieves.
I've had a couple bad experiences.
Every
time I play that game, it's a bad experience. Don't get me wrong. It's cool to play with some friends. Maybe even stream it for content purposes.
Yeah.
But the play to actually enjoy it, I have no it's not there.
Yeah. For me, I've said it before. That's a co-op game. For me, that's a co-op.
Oh, hands down.
You got to play it with friends. I know there's people that are out there that can play single player, and that's cool. But for me, I need a crew. And I think it would
Friends.
We definitely need friends. Yes,
Yeah, friends.
for that one. So
Friends.
I will say this though. One thing is the Valhalla gameplay actually did look pretty good this time.
Yeah, Valhalla looked really, really.
It did look pretty good this time around, as opposed to the last time that we saw it. So I will say that. So that was a good one for Ubi. It'll be interesting to see what they do for next. That is the one other thing I wanted to bring up. So, which actually I didn't claim this, but to be perfectly honest, I don't even know when I would be able to play it. They had an issue with the Watch Dogs 2 thing on PC, where if you were trying to get on Ubi's.
Oh yeah,
website.
yeah. They extended it to the next day, and I ended up not even going back on it.
Yeah, I never did it either.
I should have, and I meant to, but that shows you can't fuck that up. Like you can't fuck that up. You fucked that up. Like they even the codes thing. Like that was a waste of time. There was no way I could type the code any faster.
No, that was ridiculous and stuff. But at least they extended the Watch Dogs 2 thing for if you just logged on.
Yeah,
you can get it. I didn't.
I can't stop yawning.
But yeah, I'm about to say again, to be honest, I don't even know when I'm gonna be sitting down even playing Watch Dogs 2. I didn't even play the first one, so. Honestly, it's like, I get it's a free game, but when am I going to play it?
Right,
honestly,
exactly.
So,
all right, next topic, PlayStation.
This was very interesting. Super John says, could talk about Ghost of Tsushima at all? I haven't even touched the game.
I haven't played it yet.
That is I'm going to wait until it goes on sale.
Yeah,
game for me.
So,
Albert will give me the review on that.
All in all, a lot of different mixed reviews. Heard a lot of people say it's awesome. Heard a lot of people say it's Assassin's Creed, which I don't know if that's a bad comment up, but a lot of people don't like games that are just remakes of other games. I think it's a very big mix of all games from what I'm seeing. Not all games, but a lot of most recent games. So,
I actually watched a friend of mine play it yesterday, and there were a couple parts in there where camera looked weird and then it looked a little glitchy, so I wasn't sure. It's like I was like, uh-oh, that's not a good sign. I haven't seen the rest of it. Might have just been that part, but I mean that's what I've been kind of hearing as well. Regardless, so we'll see. We'll see. Albert will give me a review. That's an on sale game.
I want Jeff Keighley's camera.
You want Jeff Keighley's camera? Jeff Keighley got like Cam Link. With a 4K camcorder sitting right in front of him.
Yeah, his camera's nice.
He ain't got no webcam.
His camera's nice.
We're going to have to get you a Cam Link, and then we're going to get you a 4K camcorder.
He lives in a small apartment. I feel bad for people with small hands for this controller, but for me, I really love it. Xbox controller is my favorite Xbox 360 due to its size, fit by. So I like Xbox One controller better than Xbox 360 by far.
I agree.
PlayStation 4 is my favorite controller. I think this will be my new favorite controller of all time. I definitely do, because I think this is going to be the perfect mix of a PlayStation, Xbox, and a Nintendo. It's got all the features of a Nintendo Joy-Con.
It's got the gyro controls.
And a lot more than that, too. You know what I mean? And then it's also got the style of Xbox, the style of an Xbox, but a lot of the buttons are still basic what the PlayStation overlay is.
Well, the funny thing about this controller, too, is that when Keighley was playing around with it and they were talking about the actual dual sense part of it, it was very interesting because while he was playing, which you'll see in a minute, what the heck's it called? What's the
Astro?
Astro's Adventure, when he was playing that, he was using the triggers, which the triggers have like a tension to it.
Yep. So so we'll use the gun because a gun is easier to predict with a trigger. If you were to do a shotgun, it's a lot more restraint to it. But if you were to do a machine gun, it's got a kickback to it.
Yes.
And it will trigger like that. So in the example that they show in Astro, like Kyle was just saying, he's pushing something, and because he's pushing something now, it restrains, so it pushes back. It's pushback. Yes. So it's like it's harder to push down. I love that. I see a lot of flaw in that. And I see a lot of things going wrong with that. But the technology being there, like I'm loving it.
Oh, it's phenomenal technology. They are literally taking everything from every controller and just joining it into one with some new technology.
I know I can't wait to buy a second controller for $120. I get that. I understand that. That's going to be the worst problem is because of all this stuff people don't realize the more you get, the more you pay.
Correct.
But I think it's going to be, that's what separates, understanding real gaming to just playing it just to play it. If you really want to experience a game, you want to play right. You want to get the feel out of it, truly what it's meant to be. For you to say something is bad and something is good, you have to play it at almost its best feature possible.
True.
And I believe this controller is extremely crucial for this next gen because other words than it's just graphics. And what does just graphics mean nowadays? It means nothing.
Not a thing.
Nothing. So it's got to be more. Who do you guys think will reveal the price first, Xbox or PlayStation? That's the question of a lifetime, isn't it?
That question is worse than what happened to Dr. Disrespect.
or even up there with what's the meaning of life. So I mean, like, it's dude. I gave up. I gave up trying the even.
Literally, Xbox and PlayStation are looking at each other right now. And it's kind of like a drawing contest at this point. And it's like,
I'm at a point where they're not even going to release it until you have to buy it.
I know, right?
Like, literally.
I literally got money on PS5 with friends, bet 50. This dude bet $50 saying that PS5 is going to reveal its price first. I will say this.
I agree. I do think PS5 will.
I think Sony will only because the last time Xbox revealed their price first, it didn't go too well for them.
Yeah.
If you recall what happened. Now, I will say this. The reason people were crapping on it, but the reason why it was $100 more than the PlayStation was because you had the Kinect with it at the time.
Yeah.
You could get one without the Kinect, and that was the same price as a PS4.
Yep.
But PS4 also had that bundle with the cam that was the same price as the Xbox with the Kinect.
Yep.
So people were crapping on it. The problem is Xbox emphasized the camera. PlayStation didn't emphasize the camera. And somehow people went over to PlayStation at that point.
Tell you, poor marketing.
Oh, of course.
That's all PR, my friend. That is all PR.
That's only being smart. They treated it like it was secondary, which is perfectly fine because not everybody has that PS4 webcam. Now, if you have VR, you need it. I get it. But that was much later on. But they emphasized you don't need the cam to play your PlayStation. Whereas Xbox was like, oh, you need your Kinect to.
And then magically you didn't need it anymore.
And magically you didn't need it anymore. Magically you didn't have to be online all the time and all that stuff. They tried at something. And it just didn't work.
They tried out a lot of things, and a lot of things didn't work.
Which, coincidentally, now, like, some of those things we're kind of utilizing now, like digital gaming. Like, they were ahead.
Yeah.
I will admit, they were ahead on that one. At the time, people didn't like it. But they were ahead on that one, and now everybody's buying digital. But the whole being online the whole time and having to use the Kinect, at the time, that's not even a thing now. So it's going to be interesting.
I agree. Got to keep our ears to the ground, but I do think PlayStation 5 will be the first one.
I agree. I do agree with that.
So controller looks fantastic. According to Jeff, feels fantastic. Plays fantastic. So we'll see.
I like the design. Jeff did ask about like different colors and stuff. I'm assuming that's going to come down the line eventually.
It was so funny. He said it left his house faster than it came in.
They
wanted that
back.
Yeah, he said
they wanted that controller back real bad.
Yeah, he said they wanted it back ASAP. Which Jeff, you know what I mean? Jeff's too high profile for him to do something like that, and Jeff's a fantastic guy. So
agreed.
I don't see him messing something like that up.
Agreed.
So next topic, boy, I'd love to see Super John's opinion of this.
Oh.
The Astro City Mini.
Another Sega Genesis Mini. First was the normal Genesis, which I get, which was a good release. But then they decided on Game Gear Micro, which consists of 4 different Game Gears in 4 different colors with 4 different games.
You know why
each Game Gear.
You know why they do this, right?
Money.
Because this is huge in like overseas.
Oh, yes.
This is the dumbest thing in the world, and I don't know if I'm thinking that because like my hands are big. I mean, I guess maybe a majority of the world have small hands or whatever.
Yeah.
I absolutely cannot stand this thing. My factor in our group chat, it was above a 10. Like it's just, I can't. I think this is the dumbest thing that any company.
Are you sure it's not as bad as the Game Gear Micro?
Oh, it's just as bad. It's just as bad.
I don't know. I think
As
I
bad.
think Game Gear Micro is a little worse.
This is. I could probably tolerate the Game Gear Micro a little bit more with this. When I seen this, I wanted to put my head through the wall.
When you have to buy 4 separate micros.
I get it. Yeah, I get it. Just the entire concept is just really bad. Like I love to see what that boardroom looked like when this idea was presented because
Right.
fucking Sega. This is why you guys. What happened to you guys happened to you guys.
Right. So the list of games before my phone dies, apparently. We got Alien Syndrome, Alien Storm, Golden Axe, The Revenge of Death Adder, Columns 2, Dark Edge, Puzzle and Action Tantar, Virtua Fighter, Fantasy Zone, and Altered Beast. Those are the
fucking games.
Those are
all
the current
time.
games.
Same games over and over and over and over and over again. It's
Yep. So, I mean, I'll say this. The only one that kind of makes sense, I guess Altered Beast and Golden Axe makes sense as well with this. Virtua Fighter also makes sense.
I get it, Super John,
But-
because this is one of those things that they call the counter grabs, right? That if somebody has it on the counter, they're gonna grab it. And like you said, the profit percentage is
Yeah.
so high on it that it makes sense. It's just dumb. This insults gamers' intelligence, but these things like this isn't meant for gamers. It's meant for this is pop. This is the clear-cut definition of pop. And I get it. These companies need to make money. I think you can make money in such better ways. This is just frustrating. This is just frustrating as me, but you know what? I move on and I get over it because at the end of the day, it doesn't hurt my life. So it is what it is.
It's meant for casuals.
Yep.
Yes, just like every other classic system has been meant for. What I don't know what happened with the classic stuff. It just went overboard, I think, at this point.
Yeah.
You know, Nintendo came out and with the NES Classic and the SNES
And I thought it was cool. Like
And
I
those
do
were
think they're
good.
cool. I'm sick of seeing them on my Facebook pages
Right.
with people that are not gamers, and it's very frustrating.
It's kind of getting overboard now because when the PlayStation 1 came out, that just flopped.
Emulate. Super John, stop saying shit before I get to say it. Stop. Stop
One word
saying shit
destroys
before
all
I say
classic
it.
emulator.
Stop being in my head, Super John. Like I was literally just gonna say it. For us three, I only have one word: emulators. And we've been playing emulators for how long? And how many times have I said it? We can go back to our shows that I've said it a million times. Why am I never in a rush to go get this stuff? Because I've been playing them for years. And I want to get it because of the nostalgia of it. You know what I mean? Because it's to have it, I get it. But when you're as broke as us, like you got so many options you can do. Like I'm trying to survive with packs. Like you know what I mean? Like
No, true.
so it's shit like that with you. It's worse because you won't stop going to PAXs. So it's just like what the fuck? It's like stop, please stop. Yeah, I know you can even get mods. Yeah, so it's
True.
just like what the hell.
Which,
All right.
Which, by the way, actually, there's a little side thing. As far as PAX goes, I took the week of PAX Online off.
When is that? That's August, right?
That is September.
September.
14. No, September 12th through the 20th, I believe, because I know it starts on a Saturday and it runs all week. It's PAX Online in September, the week after Labor Day. I just took it off. It may have been dumb to like take it off, but I only took it off kind of to keep kind of like a tradition thing. Plus, we were technically supposed to go to Seattle.
Yep. We were considering it.
We were strongly. It was in the works of going to PAX West, but obviously, COVID happened. So now PAX West and PAX Australia is no longer a thing. So now they're just combining it into PAX Online.
Yep.
Which I took the week off to kind of keep like a traditional thing. We were supposed to go, so I'll take the week off to celebrate PAX. in itself. So, but hey, you know something? We get to kind of go to West and Australia.
Yeah.
At this point, so.
Yeah. We'll do a live stream for it and everything, so we'll talk about it. But
yeah.
All right, last topic, and then we're all done with our show. Is Stadia Connect? All right.
Oh boy.
So I watched this live.
Okay. Yep.
And I'm the one that usually has the rants with it, so I'll speak a little bit on it first, on my opinions. So all in all, I don't think this was a bad. So it's hard to. How can I say this? It's hard to be any worse than what they've already been. So
Very true.
How much worse could they get? So like they're literally to me like they've already dug at least 5 feet underground and already in a hole. Yeah. So at that point, like how much worse can you get? And I said this: if this gets worse, then it's done. So I don't think they did anything worse. So let's start there. I think let's start there. They definitely did anything worse. I think they did a lot of things right. I don't think they did. Anything that was game-changing for them, which is a problem. I think it's a problem for them. Now, does that mean it's the end of Stadia? No. What I did see in this was somebody doing the Heimlich maneuver to Stadia, where they were keeping it alive. Three big games that they show here, right? Cyberpunk,
yeah.
Assassin's Creed, and what was the first game? Watch Dogs.
Yes.
3 big games that they showed, which was really, really, really good, and that's going to help them out a lot. Yeah. I think that's huge. You're going to get really good things. But the problem is the product that it works on. There's not enough product that this thing works on. So it's just like, if that starts to change by the time these games come out, fantastic. Like I told you guys, I was deeply impressed with how well this thing played. I was extraordinarily impressed. So I think if they can come up with some content, fantastic. A lot of games that they showed in this thing that games are going to come out with it. They did even show some Stadia exclusives, which is fantastic.
Yeah, one of them was Serious Sam 4.
Yep. They had a couple other first-person shooting games too.
Yeah.
So I think that's good. I think they do definitely got to do something that's more multiplayer than anything on this to get more people to be involved quickly.
Well, right now they're showing Super Bomberman R, which one, it's been out for 3 years already since the launch of the Switch. Secondly, people have completely fallen off this game because it's been out for 3 years. Now, I get, they're promoting, it's online, so now you can play multiplayer and stuff, but realistically, how many people are going to go online to Stadia and play Super Bomberman R?
It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see. I do like crowd play mode. I think that's going to be really, really big with them, especially for YouTube gamers. I think Stadia is really good if you're getting into streaming and you're a YouTube gaming streamer. I think that's going to be cool. So, all in all, though, I don't think this was a bad conference. I wasn't mad leaving this. I don't want to say I was impressed, but I was more like, okay. You know what I mean? One of those, okay. Like, you don't get a clap, but you get a head nod. You know what I mean? This was well put together. They had some titles backing them, so that was good. The problem is, at the end of the day, if I can't play it on this phone right here that I have in my hand that has nothing to do with Google, I'm not going to be happy about it.
Which they originally said that was supposed to happen.
Right. There's a lot of things that they said was supposed to happen.
That was supposed to happen.
So this was a big title, but again, this has been out for years. You know what I mean?
Ages, yes.
You know what I mean? So, like, that's a problem. So they just got to they definitely have to come out with a little more new material, which they're going to get to. They're getting to that, which I see that. But also, it's got to work on things. It definitely got to work on things. Would it be worth getting if they decide to join up with Sony or Xbox, and then on the system you can use the Stadia? Or am I talking out my ass because I still don't understand the PlayStation? I don't want to say you're talking out of your ass. That's not the words I would use, but that will never happen. That will never happen.
Well, let's put it this way.
Definitely not Xbox.
Well, definitely not Xbox. No,
this is an xCloud situation.
Well, let's put it this way. If Stadia joined up with Sony or Xbox, then Stadia wouldn't exist.
Yep.
It would never exist because literally now all of a sudden it's, okay, well, we're just under Sony's banner.
What you can do with this, you can already do on PlayStation and Xbox.
Correct. I mean, Sony's kind of working on it a little bit more.
PlayStation now you can play on the computer.
Yes.
So You just can't do it on the phone.
Which Xbox is
But they're
already
right.
ahead.
They're right there.
Yeah, I was like, what? I mean, Xbox is already ahead of Stadia.
Yep.
In that aspect, because you can play it on any phone.
Any phone. Any phone.
Yeah, with Stadia, yeah, you can only play it on Google phones or Google tablets.
With more games already. So
right.
So Stadia, but I do like that. Stadia is pop. Again, it's pop.
Yep.
It's for those gamers that want to play, but don't want to spend the money for a console, and they're trying to get into gaming. And I wouldn't say if you have a Stadia you're not hardcore, because they got some like Elder Scrolls. That's a hardcore gamer status right there.
Yeah.
You can get through Elder Scrolls, and you want to play Elder Scrolls. You either sit there and play Elder. That's hardcore gaming mode right there.
Yeah.
So. Dude, gamer. The word gamer and being a gamer is so well diverse now. Is so much bigger than that. I love it because like somebody that doesn't maybe play a whole lot of games can now be called a gamer because you can pick up a Stadia and they're just hardcore of a gamer or somebody playing on PC.
Right.
So,
literally, you just need a good internet connection, and you'll be able to play Stadia.
Yep. I love the design. I love the concept. I love the idea. They just need more. They need more.
Yeah, and the fact that, I mean, they did finally show the integration with YouTube,
Yep.
which we did bring up. So
Yep.
at least there's some progress in that field.
Yep.
Main thing they need, and I know they're kind of starting it right now, but they need that one game where it's going to blow up, but it's theirs. They need an exclusive like that.
And that's going to be hard with Stadia.
Yeah.
That's going to be very hard.
Well, it's always hard to find those like games in general. Like God of War just didn't come out of the blue, and everybody was like, "Oh, okay, I'm gonna buy it immediately." No, it had to build its reputation. It looked cool. They designed it well, and then when the first one came out and everybody played it, that's where like okay, and then it built and built and built and built from there. Mario did not get built, overnight.
Yeah,
that was a process.
That's generations.
It started with Plumber Man in Donkey Kong. Then they decided to make its own game and call him Mario, and obviously we know, the rest is history at that point. Like it's going to take time to build a franchise that's going to be like legendary.
Yep.
So,
Xbox and PlayStation started somewhere.
Correct.
Correct.
Everybody started somewhere.
Yep. So all in all, Stadia, they can do it. They definitely can do it. I got one random question before the end. Please do. Please shoot a random question because we're pretty much wrapping up.
The random questions, Van. Why that shirt?
Purple. So I'm wearing. You can't see, but I'm wearing purple shorts too. So this is like one of my favorite outfits. Purple is my birthstone. I typically like a darker purple. This is a little bit light for my liking.
Yep.
But I see and I was like, you know what? I'd support that. I would support that. So purple's my birthstone. Purple is my favorite color. Midnight Pearl is what I prefer.
Which is funny because, that's half of Laker colors.
Yeah?
And you're supposed to be a Boston fan.
Yeah, but it's all right. This is the only purple I own, so that's okay. I've always, and it's so funny because, like, I don't like green, but I've always, like, my mom's always like, oh, you look good in green. It's good with your complexion. So I'm like, I don't freaking care. I prefer, happy birthday Tuesday. Happy birthday.
Super John's a Cancer just like me.
Cancer.
Happy birthday, early birthday.
And happy delayed birthday to Kyle because it was on Thursday? Wednesday was Kyle's birthday. So
which, I'm not going to lie, Animal Crossing birthdays are pretty funny. They're pretty cool, though. You get to, they obviously give you the birthday cake that you blow out the candles. They give you a present, which is cool. And then you get to hit a piñata.
Nice.
So you get to do some pretty funny things in Animal Crossing.
Nice.
Yeah,
I'm a little mad I don't play Animal Crossing.
I know, but listen, at least play it on your birthday because you'll get some cool shit.
30, huh? Uh-oh, dirty 30.
Dirty 30.
Dirty 30.
We'll just have to say welcome to the group.
Yep.
Welcome to the crew.
Yep.
Group.
Dude, I'm well on my way to 40.
Oh, my God.
I'm almost there.
I'm not even going to say nothing.
Yeah, I'm almost there. Son of a bitch. But anywho, was there anything else that you wanted to end off?
I hope we're right about the direct being this week, but it's definitely not happening tomorrow. I'm just going to reiterate that again. It's going to be a very interesting week. Microsoft this week as well. On the 22nd or 23rd.
23rd, I think.
I think it's the 20th. I want to say 22nd. because I thought it was a week after my birthday, but I think you're right. I think it's the 23rd because I think it's before. No, it is the 23rd because it's going to be the noon time before the show, which unfortunately, guess what? I have to work Thursday again. So for the second week in the last 3 weeks, I got to work a Thursday.
Stupid Thursday.
Oh, it's supposed to be my day off. So I got to work 6 days this week. That started Saturday. Oh. And then I get to work the rest of the week. But the good news is I get an extra day off the following week, which kind of doesn't help with the presentations, but whatever.
Okay.
But Microsoft Thursday at noon time.
I just got to look up something real quick because I want to share something.
Looking it up.
Let me see if I can find it.
Any other questions from chat before we get off?
Here we go offline.
By all means, this is your chance for more questions.
All right. I wanted to give a shout out to our boy Maddie Madness. Check him out on Twitch. Follow him if you can. Let's try to get him. What is it called?
To affiliate.
Yes, let's get him affiliated. His username for Twitch is MATTY, capital M, capital A, capital D, Mad, NES. So that's Maddie Madness for Twitch.
I knew that was coming. I knew it. I knew that was coming. He said, "Can I just say one last thing?" I was like, "He's gonna say F last was too."
Super John, do you stream still? If you stream, please throw your up there. PCG Live will be having some news late, hopefully coming soon. We just need to wrap up some details and talk a little bit about it, and hopefully we can make that go. And then don't forget, PCG is back open. We do have new hours. We are closed Mondays and Tuesdays, but we're open Wednesday through Sunday. Wednesday through Friday, we're open 2 to 9. And then Saturday and Sunday, 11 to 9. We're closing at 9. This is all due to our lovely friend, COVID. So we adjusted a lot of things to save power, energy, stuff like that. But please come by. We also did start a new gaming truck. So please check us out on our website.
And when you do come, wear one of these.
Please wear a mask. We're not wearing a mask because we're enclosed in the room. So nobody's in here with us. So we're COVID-free. This is a COVID-free room. So.
COVID-free room.
But please be safe out there. I walked by the gaming truck last night. So we have a new gaming truck now, and a lot of things coming up in the works for that. So excited for that. Kevin, please, Kevin, you know what? You too, drop your Twitch, drop your stream in here, please, please, please. So that way a lot of people can follow. PCG is open. We're not throwing weekly fight nights yet, but we will be soon, hopefully real soon. I'm just trying not to do things that deal with too many big crowds, but Street Fighter is a small community here, so hopefully we can start that up again soon. So, but we're closed on Tuesday, so we'll have to switch the day up a little bit.
Yes.
Cal Show, please drop your Twitch, your stream stuff. Anyone that has anything streaming, please drop the channels now before we end the stream. We'll give you guys about 5 minutes to share your streams in here. We would love to promote you guys. You guys do an awesome job sharing our shit, so we want to thank you. If you miss our live streams, you can check us out on our YouTube page. Oh, did it block you? If it blocked you, please send it to our Facebook, and I will share it through all our social medias. So we'll do it through Twitter. That fucking fucked me up. We'll do it through Twitter. There we go. Yep. Thank you very much for doing that. Everyone, thank you for supporting PCG. We still here, boys. Kels, I think it keeps blocking you. So I don't know how Kev just did it. I don't know if Kev's admin. Kevin, are you admin? Are you an admin? A mod?
Might be a mod admin.
Okay.
All that stuff. So, man, I got to get
Yeah. All right, Kels. So please send it to us. Or send it to us, and then I'll share it. I'll share it through Facebook. I'll share it through Twitter. I'm going to share it all over the place for you. I want to help out everyone that we possibly can. Actually, Kev, are you able to make Cal a mod right now? If you are, please do that.
That's true. You can permit.
Yep. So let him do it, Kev.
I'd permit right now, but unfortunately my phone died, so I can't really do that.
Yeah.
Man, I got to get back to streaming myself.
Yeah.
I'm going through name change.
That's all going to be big news.
Yep.
Mr. Showtime's going to be streaming. We'll get, Kyle up in there streaming. We're going to talk to a few people, get some branding going on, expanding, try to get a lot more people involved in our community so we have a lot more different streaming going on. We're working on a lot of big things, So, but that's it for us this week, guys. I want to thank everyone for joining us in chat and so much more. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for supporting PCG. As always, we love you guys. Keep doing your thing. Keep gaming. Do everything you possibly can. I'm trying to pull up this so that
we'll be back Thursday.
Are we going to do a show Thursday?
Well, we got Microsoft.
Wednesday.
Thursday.
Thursday's Microsoft.
Thursday's.
So
Microsoft.
I'm wondering if we should. I'm wondering if we. Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. You were gonna say, should we do a live reaction?
No. I was gonna say, should we do it the next day because you got to work? So are you gonna watch Microsoft live? Because then if you're
starts at noon.
Yeah, so you're gonna have to wait.
Well, we could do it the next day. Yeah, we're kind of in like a little sporadic schedule.
Yeah.
Right now, because we do have someone missing.
You finish. I'm gonna give him permission to do that now.
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, we're kind of on a sporadic schedule at the moment, unfortunately. Obviously, Andre is not here. He's a busy boy. He's a busy boy right now. So we're kind of trying to figure out how to work around that. We'll see. Not sure yet.
Mm-hmm.
But it's gonna be so it'll probably be like a sporadic schedule for a little while here. But I mean, we'll keep you posted on Twitter. I'll try to keep you posted on my Facebook, PCG's Facebook. We'll try to keep everybody updated. Promote the show. You know what? One other thing we don't really bring up is if you guys have any topics that you want to hear us talk about, definitely bring that up. Tweet it to PCG at P City Gaming. You can Facebook Platinum City Gaming. Give us some topics to talk about. If you want to go on my Twitter, which is Dr. Egg Piant, and give us some subjects for that, you can do that as well. So, but that might actually change my Twitter because this could be the last show that you see Dr. Eggplant. This could be the last Dr. Eggplant show.
So, Cal, you're now an admin, so please feel free. Admin away. Drop your plug right now because we got to get ready to get going because I got to help a couple customers out. So I just don't want to end it. I don't want to end it before you share because I'd like everyone to see it while we're here live. Because once I end the show and then someone replays it, then it doesn't show the chat anymore. There we go. There's Cal's show. Sweet. All right, that's it for us guys today. Thank you, everyone, for joining. See us next week. We'll announce on the page what time, what day. So until then, we'll catch you guys later. Peace.